One of the things I wanted to warn people about, and part of third worldist theory, is acknowledging that in times of crisis, the advanced industrialized nations do not tend towards revolution. They tend towards fascism. And this is a trend that has repeatedly shown itself throughout modern history. And I say that because the First World is really a modern thing. It's not something that goes back hundreds of years, like colonialism. When it came right down to it, the German people, preceding World War II, chose fascism. And they eventually won out public support over socialism. We're beginning to see that again. This sudden rise of the right wing in the last, let's say, 5 to 10 years or so, particularly the far right, is to be expected in a time of crisis. It's not just an economic crisis, but a cultural crisis, one driven by alienation. This is, in a manner of speaking, the natural result of a system of privilege, based on privilege, that being in the privileged position of being in the first world, or particularly the more middle class and upper class individuals, turning towards something that would defend that privilege. And this is not any different than people who think that, if a black person gets an opportunity to go to college, that means there's a white person that didn't get to go, or you know what I mean, like the anti-affirmative action kind of mentality. And that's something that exists not just in race. I mean, it certainly does exist in race, but that's not the cornerstone. That's not really the problem. The problem is the loss of that advantaged position and the reaction towards it. That is why you do see, when richer countries go into crisis, they push more towards fascism rather than socialism. We're seeing the same thing in Italy right now. The fascist party is growing. And it looks like they're going to be forming a right-wing coalition in the government soon, maybe. That's how powerful they've gotten. This is the reality that we find ourselves in, and it's something we have to watch out for. This turn in America towards the right wing, the far right, not even just the right wing, because in America practically right wing is center. The Democrats are practically center, and they've, because the country's been pushed so far to the right over many decades, that the average American doesn't even know what left looks like. They think the Democrat Party is left, when it's certainly nothing of the sort. We see this now with the rise of people who proclaimed to be socialists are now turning into just outright fascists. No names, of course, but I'm sure you've noticed the trend of people who said that they were leftist and are now suddenly turning into rightists. And there's a slow metamorphosis over a particular amount of time. Both people who used to lead parties and people who are popular Twitch streamers or streamers of some sort. You've seen it's been cataloged by many Twitter accounts who exist to catalog these things. You see the genuine shift to the right, the sudden demonization of anything that's culturally liberal, the tolerance of gays, anything like that, now going into the realm of absurdity. Many of them denying the simple scientific fact of global warming. Many of them, denying the health benefits of things like marijuana, which can be tremendously helpful for people who are suffering, not just from pain, but other problems as well. And this is something that I tried to warn people about, that this was going to happen, because I had seen it repeated throughout history. When the advanced industrialized nations go into crisis, they turn towards fascism, not revolution. It'd be great if it were true, and if somebody can show me an exception to the rule, I would gladly support it and gladly cheer it on. But the point of this video is not to, beat down on chances for revolution or badmouth it. That's not the point here, because I wouldn't do that. I'm saying, be prepared for how bad this is going to get. The right wing is going to get a lot stronger in the future as the situation gets worse. There are going to be sections of the middle class, labor aristocracy, the upper echelon, that are going to be demanding the return of their profits, that are going to have that pure alliance to the state in order to maintain their profitability, to maintain their privileged position within the global capitalist order, if not just the domestic capitalist order. Because when it comes, at the end of the day, any capitalist would rather be a fascist defending their profits than even allow one radical leftist into power that would undermine those profits.
Thank you for watching. If you like this program, then please head over to my Patreon page and set up a monthly donation. It's your donations that keep this program running. Also, if you would like, please rate, comment, subscribe, and share in various social media.